Hello. In this video, in addition to being blinded by that big old thing in the sky, we're going to get the Victron Energy Shore power inlet installed in the side of my van. So this is where we're currently at. The entire van has been insulated. I've just got a little area down here where all the electrics are coming in that I've left open because that's where I still need to get the inlet. I could have drilled it much earlier. I just didn't actually get round to buying it before doing the installation. So here's the inlet. Very fancy, isn't it? But one thing to be aware of with this is that it doesn't fit a standard 3-pin plug. It's made to specifically accept a Victron branded 3-pin plug, unless there's third-party ones available, but don't quote me on that. So here's a closer look at the electric space, and this is where the shore power is going to go. It's going to need to go a little bit higher up because there is a slight curvature on the outside of the van here, and because this inlet only relies on a seal provided by a gasket, it needs to be on a perfectly flat surface. Of course, if I do find there is any waterproofing issues, then I'll go back and put silicone around it, but ideally I won't. See, it feels pretty flat around there. I feel like actually getting a little 6-inch ruler will help. Oh no, there is a curve all the way up. That is going to make things tricky. Actually, I say that, there is an element of flex to these outside panels, so actually, as long as I put it relatively high up, the bolt should tighten up enough to pull that flat. Yeah, it's only got to pull in like 0.5 millimeter or so. It's not much at all. So let's get all this out of the way. I should be using gloves for this, but never mind. Get in there. That's future Matt's issue. Okay, so if I'm going to rely on this panel to flex, it's actually fixed in position here. However, on the right hand side, it's not fixed until all the way back here. So actually, if I bias this a little bit to the right, I should have a bit more flex in the panel here and allow it to sort of distort to match that gasket. I'm going to say, well, we got to commit somewhere. There. Oh, maybe a bit further across actually. Here, that's where we're going. So then this will be the only bit that comes through. So we'll have plenty of clearance here on the right. Hopefully we'll have plenty of flex on the panel. Let's just go for it. So we'll drill through here, and then from the outside of the van, we'll drill that out with this much larger hole saw. Yeet. Okay, so there's our hole on the outside, and with a 54mm hole saw, this is actually 1mm smaller than what Victron recommend in their instructions, but having measured the inlet with a set of calipers and doing a small test cut, I think this is going to work. I purchased this set of hole saws specifically for this project, and they have proven to be game-changing for drilling into metal. Lovely. Ow. And I found a lot of the sizes to be very helpful to me, so I'll put a link to them in the description if you're interested. After drilling the hole, I went through the usual process of filing away all of the burrs and making sure the edges were nice and smooth, and then protecting them under a layer of primer. I've started getting a little bit careless with this stuff, but as long as you wipe it away quickly, it usually gets rid of the overspray somewhat well. And from there, it was just a case of marking out the screw locations and then drilling them out with the required bit size. Looks like putting that cap in place will stop the bolts from falling out, and then that will stop the whole thing falling out while I tighten the other side. Washer on each one. Oh yeah, that cap's definitely holding them in place. Not quite sure what to do with the filming angle for this, but on this side I'm going to be using pliers on these nuts, and on this side I'm going to be using this 2.5mm Allen key in the bolts here. Somehow I've got to get round this. Damn it. Okay, it feels like the nuts are gripping on the other side now. So just spin this around, get them all tightened up. I can see the gasket getting squeezed out around the outside. I'm just making sure to tighten them all evenly. There we go. So, off there, rock solid. And so then later in the project, all we got to do is wire up the live, neutral and earth into each of these slots. I don't know if I pointed them right, so don't call me out on it. And then wire them through this like rubber grommet thing. So it all comes through, it's all covered up and should be all safe. So I hope you found this quick video useful, or at least reassuring if you're going to be installing this socket. And as always, don't forget to press the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.